What's up everyone, it's Dasha and welcome back to my channel where I'll be teaching you guys English, giving you personal development tips and so much more. In today's video, I'm gonna help you guys up your email writing game and go through a whole bunch of useful phrases that you can use in a work email. Just a heads up, most of these expressions are quite formal, so if you want to learn more informal and friendly phrases, then watch out for one of my next videos. So let's get into it. We'll start with opening sentences in emails that usually come after, for example, Dear Mr. Robinson. One of the first things that you could write in an email is "Thank you for writing" or "Thank you for your email." It's a nice way to acknowledge someone's email and to not just abruptly jump straight into the point. I hope this email finds you well. You could use this phrase when you're approaching someone. Emails tend to be quite cold because they're not a very direct way of communicating with someone. So the intention behind this sentence is to let the recipient know that you kind of care or have an interest in their well-being. I personally find this phrase a little bit cringe because it's overused and doesn't sound that genuine. I prefer to say, "I hope all is well," or "I hope you're keeping well," or even better, "I hope you had a lovely week or weekend." I might have missed something, so let me know in your comments below if you think that there's any other phrases that you could use. Please accept my apologies for my tardy reply. If you've taken quite a while to reply to someone, you could start your email by saying, "Please accept my apologies for my tardy reply." Or instead of tardy, you could say late. Alternatively, you could also say, "I apologize for my radio silence." Or if you really want to impress and sound formal, you could say, "My silence was occasioned by," and say why you took so long to reply. Shameless self-promotion. If you guys are enjoying this video, do not hesitate to hit that like button. And if you want to see more of my content, my next topic will be on the most common phrases used in the workplace. So make sure to subscribe to my channel to not miss that video or any other video for that matter. Okay, so what can we put in the main body of the email? This will obviously depend on what kind of email you're writing, but these phrases are relatively general so that you could use them in any email. As requested, or as per your request. If someone asks you to send over some information or a document, you could say, "As requested, please see below the number of signups that we have so far." Or you could say, "As per your request," which is slightly more formal. "I am writing to inform you that." This one is pretty straightforward and very common. If you want to sound a bit less formal, you could also say, "I am writing to let you know that we have received your request." "I am delighted to let you know that." If the purpose of your email is to inform someone of a good thing, let's say their application has been accepted, you could say, "I am delighted to let you know that." Further to my email below. This is a follow-up phrase to a previous email that you wrote to someone. So let's say that you told a client that you would get back to them about something. You can then use this phrase to refer to your previous email. "Forgive me for chasing, but I was wondering whether." A great way to send a chaser email to someone is by saying, "Forgive me for chasing, but I was wondering whether you had a chance to review the document that I sent you last week." By way of reminder, or "This is just a gentle reminder." Another way of chasing someone or to just repeat what you said in a previous email is to say "by way of reminder." You could say, "By way of reminder, we need these documents because we need to file the accounts by the end of next week." If you want to simply remind someone that, for example, a payment is due, you could say, "This is just a gentle reminder that payment is due by this Friday. Thank you for providing me with." This one is pretty straightforward. If someone sent you some documents, you can thank them by saying, for example, "Thank you for providing me with a copy of your utility bill." Following today's meeting or telephone conversation. Let's say that you just got off the phone with a client or had a meeting with them, and then you promised to send them an email or an attachment or confirm something, or even summarize what you've just discussed. In that case, you could say, Following today's meeting, I confirm that we will submit a visa application on your behalf. Likewise, you could say, it was a pleasure speaking to you a moment ago or earlier this morning, and then continue saying what it is you need to say. Unfortunately, I was not able to reach you on your phone earlier today. If you tried to reach someone but they didn't answer, you could follow up with an email and say, unfortunately, I was not able to reach you on your phone earlier today, and then ask them whatever it is that you wanted to ask them via email. Please note that, depending on the purpose of your email, you could draw the attention of the recipient to something. So, for example, you could say, please note that the attached invoice does not include the deposit amount. Keep in mind that you don't use the phrase I note that when you refer to yourself. For example, it's not entirely correct to say, I note that I sent you the documents last week. Accordingly, further, as such, additionally, however. If you're looking to use a transitional word or a conjunctive adverb in your email, then try using accordingly, further, as such, however, or additionally. So you could say something like, I'm writing to let you know that we have made a transfer of $5,000 in payment of the invoice. However, please note that you will receive the money in 3 to 5 business days. Please find attached. And of course, if you're attaching documents to your email, you can use the phrase, please find attached. For example, please find attached a copy of an executed power of attorney. Okay, so now we know how to start an email and how to build the main body. So now let's talk about the ways in which we can end it. Please confirm by return email. This is a very formal and archaic way of asking someone to confirm that they have done something by replying to your email. A better alternative would be to say, please confirm by replying to this email. I will be in touch with you once I have an update. You could use this phrase as a subtle, not so subtle way of saying, don't call us, we'll call you. You're also letting the recipient know that you might be quiet for some time, but that you will be in touch with them eventually with an update at some point in the future. I would be grateful if. If you want to ask the recipient to provide you with something like a document, you could say something like, I should be grateful if you could please provide me with a signed copy of the agreement. Another formal way of saying it is, I should be obliged if, instead of I should be grateful if. If you don't want to sound like you're from the 17th century and instead want to be more informal, you could say, it would be great if. At your earliest convenience. A formal way of asking someone to do something in a relatively short time span is to ask them to do it at their earliest convenience. So you could say something like, I would be very grateful if you could please forward me a copy of the 2019 accounts at your earliest convenience. Should you wish to cancel or should you wish to proceed? Say that you're writing an email about a service that your company is providing. You could end the email by asking the recipient if they're interested in proceeding with your service or maybe if they wish to cancel it. So you could say, should you wish to proceed, please let me know. Please let me know if you're happy for me too. If you want your client to give you instructions to do something, you could ask them, please let me know if you're happy for me to make the payment on your behalf. Feel free to give me a call should you wish to discuss. Now, let's imagine that your email was quite wordy and full of lots of information. You could let the client know that you're open to discuss what you've outlined in your email if they need any further clarification. In that case, you could say, feel free to give me a call should you wish to discuss this matter. By end of business day, EOB, COB, COP, EOP, and end of play. You've probably seen these abbreviations before. They're used to emphasize the time in which something should be done. COB is short for close of business and means the time that you're supposed to finish work. So if your working hours are from 9 till 5, then 5 p.m. is the close of business. You might also see the term close of play, or COP for short. EOB, on the other hand, stands for end of day. That is a business day, which is normally 5 p.m. You could also say EOP or end of play. Because these terms sound very similar, my advice is not to use them unless you know for certain that everyone's on the same page and they have a clear definition of COB and EOB. That would work best if you're sending emails with deadlines internally rather than externally. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing from you is a great way to let the recipient know that you look forward to their reply because you really need it. And if that's the case, then you can end your email with this phrase just before your salutation. And by salutation, I mean stuff like best regards, kind regards, yours sincerely, and so on. If you have any questions, please let me know. Depending on the situation, it might be appropriate to let the recipient know that they can reach out to you if they have any questions. Here you could say, if you have any questions, please let me know. Or should you have any queries, please let me know. Or if you want to sound less formal, you could say, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to give this video a like if you found these tips useful, and make sure to hit that shiny red subscribe button for more awesome content. And if you loved this video, then make sure to check out the 50 most common English phrases that you can find over here. See you later. Goodbye.